What's up, guys? It's Desro for guide number 15. Today what we're going to be looking at is a macro build in PvZ. It's I've done a guide of this build in Wings of Liberty, but it's changed a lot. Mid-game strategies for Zergs have evolved, or the way we can be aggressive has evolved as well. So we have a game versus Hydra. Don't mind the chat. He seemed grumpy that day, so I kind of moved on and just said GLHF. But yeah. So this build, I've had good success with this build. It's a macro build. Of course, the music stopped randomly. All right, there you go. So yeah, it's a macro build. The goal is to force slings so they don't make drones, and because of that, they don't. You can like catch up. And after that, you have the infrastructures, the buildings to take a third comfortably behind sentries and zealots. So alright, so here, I mean, 4-player map. If you're low, if you're like below master, you should always forge. If you scout last, or if you don't scout him first, you should always forge. If you're master and you want to improve, you should try to always nexus first and battle with all your probes if they 6-spool. So just a little disclaimer, we're going Nexus first, then Forge and Pylon. The build order notes will be in the description. I didn't write them yet. Kinda did this on the fly. By the way, there's a schedule. I was supposed to do, if you saw the schedule, there's a schedule. I release it every Sunday. On the schedule it said I was going to do 2 builds, but PvP I've been doing better, but because I've been doing better, I've been playing more early mid-game scenarios, so I didn't want to make a guide that wouldn't be complete per se. So yeah, so you know, grab the gases as soon as you can after making the gate and the cannon. Then make the core. Don't chrono probes too much, because you'll be cutting on chrono boosts. Or you'll be wasting chrono boosts or cutting on probes, and your core will be delayed. So you don't want to chrono too much in the beginning. So what we do here is we get a zealot. We don't get +1. Actually, +1 is delayed. The reason it's delayed is because the mothership core is 100 gas. Stalker is 50 gas. So and this is in the second replay. You'll see it's an older version of this build. I've adapted this. Scratch that. I've kind of started changing the build. I think 2 zealot makes the push later, because you kind of want to wait for the stalker, and it uses a lot of chrono, which doesn't go on probes. So I've started doing 1 zealot, 1 stalker, 1 mothership core, and I push a little bit earlier. So I don't know which one's the best yet, actually. So well. You should do this one. Maybe you shouldn't do. Maybe I'll change the description and put the other build order if I change my mind. But you see right now, like, we're even on workers now. The goal, the plan is to grab the gases. Once you have enough workers here, you kind of want to like I'm making a lot of workers right now. You kind of want to cut back and make gates around 650, 645, really. You don't want to make them too late, because once Wargate research is done, you want to have all your gates ready. You want to chrono this about once or twice. And you want to be making sentries behind the stalker. Also, one of the reasons I think I prefer the zealot stalker version instead of 2 zealot stalker version is because you have time to get a second sentry before Wargate research, which gives you time to build more energy. And the thing we do with those sentries is we get hallucination and we scout. Because the observer, you know, if they want to go mutas, they'll hide it, they'll have overseers, they'll try to deny your scouting, while hallucination will give you great scouting. So now, going back to, or sheeps, well, that's a French expression, but it's gonna do for now. Okay, so the micro is kind of bad. You want to kind of like attack, step back, attack, step back, attack, step back, and you kind of want to be making a fake pylon just to scare him. It's a scare tactic. So I'm getting my gates right now as I'm pushing. So you see, like, the worker count. This is what we want. This is good. If you don't push. If you don't push and you just grab a third without doing anything to him, he's going to have like 60 workers, and it's going to be really hard for you. Now, of course, that gives you the option, you know, maybe to do DT, to go Stargate, but it's still like you have to do something. So if you're just like, you know, playing passive, making sentries, grabbing a third without putting any kind of pressure, it's not good. It's not good. See, like, and you can see right now, like, he's undecisive. He's like, do I make drones? Like, what is this? I killed a probe. Like, he's telling himself, I killed a probe. So, like, technically there shouldn't be, oh, he's supply block. Oh, so yeah, he was really angry that day, I assume. I thought, oh, because when I played the game, I saw the larvas and I was like, oh yeah, he doesn't know, he's scared, good. But and then I told myself, well, he killed a probe, so he must not be scared. But no, he just got supply block. All right, that hurts him a little bit. He should have more workers. Damn it, why? It turns out it's just not perfect. Well, I hope you guys still enjoyed the replay. So 3 gates. Oh, damn it. Really? So you want 4 gates. You want 4 gates. You want the robo, like, put down right now. It's late, really. But that's because I put down the expand first. Usually you want to put down the robo before the expand, so you can have more intel. So yeah, we're making workers, and depending on what you scout. So well, I guess I'll wait for the hallucination to get there. I don't actually know if I do it, but it's something that I've like learned by myself this week. Is like you can be like super greedy depending on what you scout. So hallucination's taking quite a bit of time to get here actually. Making workers, making wall of gates. Twilight right now would be good. Simply because, you know, an early blink's never bad. Sometimes because we have a delay +1, we can start +2 right away. Not that armor is bad as long as you don't have downtime on your forge. That's what you want to be aiming for. Here, that was, I don't know, that was like a half-ass effort, really. You don't have to make like a lot of cannons. Like, it's a tough call here. I didn't go to my third because, well, I mean, I don't know why I stayed there. It was my first game of the day, guys. Give me a break. But yeah, scouting with hallucination. If you do not see a roach warren, alright, so if you do not see a roach warren, that means he's only on lanes and he's gonna get like tier 2 units. So you can like chrono probes like a madman and not really care. Like, lanes shouldn't do much to you as long as you make like a 1 or 2 zealot in front of your sentries. And also, if you see a roach warren and you see only 2 or 3 or 4 gas, then it's a good indication that they're going to try to kill you with a lot of roaches. So never stop making immortals, and don't go robo bay or anything fancy until you see more gases, because they will wreck you. Let's say like you're going to Stargates or you're going like robo bay and they're going like a roach max. It's still like, that's a thing like a lot of people don't understand. Like, this is Art of the Swarm, but there's nothing wrong doing builds that were done in Wings of Liberty. Like, of course, if they do a roach max, you got the photon overcharge, but what does that do versus 40 roaches? So there's nothing wrong doing a roach max, and you should be careful to not die to stuff like that. So yeah, we keep scouting. So we're gonna try to move our army, and I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't have any zealots in front of my sentries, so like this could have been extremely bad. But I ran and I force fielded, and I end up losing no sentries. So like that happened, and I was like, okay, I'm just a really lucky son of a bitch. So you want to transfer off 16. You want to keep making workers, grab the gases, be careful. Okay, so right now I still don't know what deck he's going, right? He didn't make a roach warren. He was still taking to lair. He's got gases everywhere. Well, actually, I didn't confirm the gases here, so I still don't know. In a situation like this, scout again. Of course, I almost ran out of force field or sentry energy, which would have been devastating, because an observer gets easily denied. He wasn't trying to deny it, but gets easily denied. So yeah, let's keep moving forward. So I've got my gates, I'm making probes, I'm grabbing the gases, I'm leaving a zealot on hold position eventually here. There you go. Scouting with hallucination soon. Going for robo bay now. It's sort of like a safe choice. It's not that much gas, and it's not because you make it that you have to make a Colossus right away. I've had, like, I don't know, like, Hydra's a good player, but I haven't played, like, anyone better than him in a situation like this. So I don't know if it actually kills you. to make Robo Bay while going into what's gonna happen. So we get hallucination, we scout. The observer is mostly for like seeing his rally. You see his rally, you have an idea of like where his army's going, his army composition a little bit. Of course, you want to bring it back to your army eventually, or put it in front of your army. But okay, so hallucination comes in again. I'm looking at it. Banelingness and Spire. This is a big sign of I'm going mutas with a few banes. Best of luck, buddy. Now, this right here is in I'm not. There's no reason to cancel it. Like, I have the money to go 3 Stargates anyway. Like, I didn't like lose all my sentries and I had to remake them. Like, keep in mind, if I would have lost all those sentries right here, I would have been in great trouble. But I didn't. So things are okay. I can like, still afford this. I'm even gonna make one, because I kind of want to scare him. Like, I have an hallucinated one, then I'm going to get a second one. Like, he's thinking, holy shit, he's got Collosus. What's going to be my follow-up? Like, and I'm going to have, and here, that's a, oh yeah, I tried to, but I tried to send them there, but as you can see, my minimap, they went through here, and when you go right here, it's in the watchtower range. So I would have had to send them like this. And then like this to get to his 4th. It wouldn't have done much, but it would have pulled his army away. And that's something you want to do versus Swarmhost too. You want to try it, like, because the gas is so much important, and zealots are not that good. Like, they're a good buffer, yeah, but what's the point of spending your money on all zealots when you could, you know, get pawn-ons, get more gates, get stuff. Like, I know he's not gonna attack me. Like, that's not his timing. He doesn't have an army. He's going mutas and stuff. So making a few zealots for harass, but not like it's okay to be floating, and of course that's like kind of like, I don't want to sound pretentious, but like eye level. Like, I know right now I don't need an army. I know right now I don't need an army because I'm gonna be spending a lot of my money making more stalkers, adding a few cannons here to buy time for the mutas. Because like the way it works is like mutas will rarely get in your main. Like, they might, but you want to start cannoning the bases that are gonna get hit first. So like maybe here and maybe here, but here's kind of like, yeah, it shouldn't happen if everything goes well. So going phoenixes 3 at a time, that's been working well so far. I don't know if you, I don't think 2 would be enough. And when you're on 3 base with the build that I do, it works well. It works well. Here that was kind of unfortunate. Alright, so he still doesn't know about the Phoenix. You kind of don't want to reveal them right away, because then he's gonna pull back and maybe go Muta Corruptor, which is like really awkward. So here you don't want to. So you see the army value, like it's quite even. Of course, he's got 44 links that are about to pop. Oh, actually, like his Muta build he wasn't fully committing. Without knowing I went Stargate, he wasn't fully committing. That's interesting. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, he doesn't know, and then I blink up there. Great force fields. Phoenix taking out the mutas. Like, really great force field actually. Oh, I should have closed the gap right there. I would have not lost as much. And I got scared for the Colossus for a little bit, nothing. Alright, so from that point on, I mean, you can try to play macro, but like my tech in my units are better than his tech in his units. Like, he's about to make infestors. Like, where do you go with infestor? You don't go anywhere. And if you like anything you would have made at that point, gets killed pretty easily by like a lot of gateway units and a few Colossus. I mean, I didn't know that he had a 5th, so that would be lying, saying like my push was good. I mean, in these positions, like this base is so hard to defend, you don't want to expand here. If I'd be macroing, I'd take this base, but yeah. I felt like I could kill him quite easily by just all-inning at this point, so that's what's gonna happen. See a lot of lanes. I'm trying to lift some some links, but it's quite in vain at this point. At this point, like, it's enough Phoenix. I don't need any more Phoenix. I just need like a Colossus or two, and with a lot of getaway units. Also, at this point, I don't know what army composition he's going for. This observer is doing a really poor job of helping me, adding more gates, because I know I want to push out. Like, I just lost a Colossus. Like, my army was good, but it's not that good. Alright, so. And then I think it's right here. I see infestors. Yeah, I see infestors right now. So there's no turning back at this point. I know, like, yeah, he tries to do. So yeah, at this point, like, I know he has infestors. So I know he spent all his monies into like a really bad army, because, like, unless I clump all my Phoenix, as long as I like do magic bucks. Magic bucks is like flying your Phoenix like this in a formation. Like, you don't let them like group up, and if they don't group up, the fungals are not gonna do much. I'm getting charged because zealots, they're quite crappy without charge, to be honest. Well, versus infestors, because they clump up, but if they have charge, then they're quite scary. So unit loss tab so far this game. He's lost more than me, but now he's about to be on 5 base. He's got a much better economy. You see, like 90 drones. So he played really greedy. I never really tried to grab a 4th, and well, I'm trying now, but yeah, I feel a little dirty not trying to grab a 4th. Maybe that's why he got angry. So upgrade wise, you know, I never stop. So we got 2 in armor. I didn't get so yeah, at this point, just lift as many Phoenix as you can. His ground army is made of Lings and Banelings. You know, 2 Colossus, that cleans that up. Blinking forward to try to kill the infestors. And yeah. I mean, it's not the cleanest macro game. I mean, anytime they go Muta, it's kind of dirty. I had that many Phoenix. I mean, we go into the late game, like, what am I going to do with 16 Phoenix? So it was kind of understandable to just try to go kill him. Fort base should have been added, should have been worked on a lot sooner. Maybe even just this base. So I don't have to, like, spread myself too apart. Too thin, you know, I can still stay in a big blob. But yeah, so we're gonna go into game 2. But yeah, I enjoy the build. I think it's good. Sometimes I'm gonna mix something different. Actually, I have 2 builds versus Zerg in Art of the Storm. I feel a little dirty. So this build, and then the build I made a guide about, guide 13, that's compatible with HotS. Those 2 builds, I can't wait to, like, watch GSTL or some other league and get a taste of what needs to be done. I mean, like, a lot of people are having, like, Swarmhost problems. If they Swarmhost Nidus, I had a guy, it's gonna end up on my YouTube probably tonight. I had a guy do Swarmhost Nidus. If it's, like, the best map for it would be Planet S, because there's no ramp for your natural. But I mean, Swarmhost Nidus, you get Colossus, and you get Blink Stalkers, and if you make Zealots, it's to go around the map and try to do damage. And that's the thing, like, Swarmhost, they lack mobility, and you're gonna be a little gas starved because you should stay on 2 base. So Zealots will do wonders if you send them across the map, try to go attack some bases. So yeah, that's that. Some people having trouble with Roach, Hydra, Viper. You know, get your Colossus, then get your Templar. A lot of people say Skytoss. I'm not I haven't worked on it, but it's because, like, it's so easy for a Zerg to grab 5 base, and if you go Skytoss, you lack the mobility to do a lot of damage. Like, yeah, you're gonna have the mobility with Zealots, but that's not enough. I like to move my army and, you know, drop Zealot somewhere, move my army, maybe attack a base, and then move Zealot somewhere else and pull back the army and something like that. So, I mean, the build order, again, Nixus first, Forge, Pound on Gate, Cannon, Double Gas, Probes, don't chrono too much, Core, chrono a lot, non-stop. zealot, stalker, mothership core, or zealot, stalker, mothership core. The fun thing about zealot, stalker, mothership core is that if they don't pay attention to your front, and they don't know that it's two zealot, a stalker has a lot of punch. But if they know, it's, yeah. I don't, it gets a little, this guy, man. This guy, we're having the chat of our life. We're getting to know each other. We'll have memories of this game when we'll be old, while eating some barbecue. I don't know. Every time I do a guide, my nose gets full. Alright. So, you want to stick your probe around here in case they make planes and they try to run into your base. Then you want to confirm the third, and then you want to pull back your probe. A lot of people are going to play 2 base, 2 base Swarmhost Nidus, 2 base, maybe, Mutas, 2 base Hydras. So if they 2 base, I do not do this build. I turn this build into a passive build, which is zealot, sentry, 4 gate, 1 robo, a scout with hallucination, take a third, unless their 2 bases carry. But the other day, one guy did a Swarmhost proxy, or Swarmhost Nidus, and I grabbed the third, and I had like a fully saturated third, and because he did like a Swarmhost Nidus, he had like barely any workers at the natural. I don't know if he was doing the right thing, but I know I know I slapped the shit out of him. So getting supply block here just a little bit, a little frustrating. You gotta be careful. So here, like I said, if you want to have a lot of punch with your attack, the low level league, they're not gonna stay around. Like that guy should have danced around my zealot with his ling and make sure to know what I was doing. So I let the zealot, I let the zealot in the back, and yeah, that way like he doesn't really know. Mothership core makes weird noises sometimes. A little bit like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna go there. Alright, so, more probes, sentry behind the stalker, make the gates. Hey, make the gates. Buddy! Buddy! Alright, apparently, I was sleeping that day. Make the gates! What the fuck? Alright, we'll make the gates about 20 seconds later. Make the robo. I'm sorry. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, you see, like, this has a lot of punch. He has no lings, so he has to like lose probe or drones. Worker count, he was like really far ahead, but that's because he didn't realize what I was doing. So actually, this is like a really good example of and see, like, he's so scared of my push, he's even going as far as to make 9 roaches, and he loses a queen. Okay, this spawn should have been cancelled. I probably said like, ah shit, I should have cancelled that. Actually this was on EU, so maybe that's why I failed it. So yeah, that guy made a lot of roaches in the back, next to spawn on, run with your shit. So you've got a few sentries, you can get hallucination, few observers. But yeah, you see the worker count, like, he's made roaches. You don't want to make roaches, you want to save that gas, you want to save those larvas. So in the back, he's doing, I don't know, but it's not a PvZ guide, a ZVP guide, it's a PvZ guide. So a few sentries, you want to make 4, like, it depends how much greedy you want to be. Like, 4 is perfect because it's the least amount, but 5 is the middle ground, and 6 is like you're scared of a roach attack, really. I don't always make the immortals, sometimes I gamble, and I wait to scout with hallucination before making roach run, cornering probes, always a wall of gates. Some maps, a wall of gates backfires, especially now that they like to make Hydras more, so it helps, but it's not, it depends on the map really, it depends on the map, how you feel, so it's hard to give like a perfect answer. Because sometimes, like, I'll make the gates in my main, and then later on when I want to move out and not die to a ling run by, and I'm not scared of like a Hydra pressure because I've got Collosus and a good army, then I'll make the gates over there. So scouting with hallucination, this is actually sometimes they'll hide a spire right here with like an overlord spewing creep, so it's good to like try to scout a little bit further than his base with hallucination. So I see I don't see shit actually. Oh yeah, I saw the infestation pit, but now I see a spire. And a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll make infestation pit cancel and go mutas. So because I'm a silly goose, I end up getting scared. By the way, it's just macro here. Fill the gases 16, 66, well 67 sometimes it happens. Make few zealots because you need your gas. Try to take the watchtower. Try to send a few zealots. You know, those two are on a mission. Those four are on a mission. They're actually not. They're hotkeyed on control till they're on a mission. Making a few pylons on the side if you're contained by Swarmhost. But I got scared that mutas were on the way, and I made 3 stargates. Now, this would have killed me if he went Hive right away, and instead of making corruptors, he made vipers. That would have killed me. Like, I think, like, well, actually, he wouldn't have killed me because this guy is weird, and he made roaches instead of Hydras. But someone that goes Swarmhost Hydras, and you go Void Rays, and they go Vipers, you don't have feedback, so you lose 1, your Colossus, 2, your Void Rays, and then your army sucks a lot of D. So, yeah. Getting blank. Here, you want to deny scouting always. Whoops. Stop spamming P. So you see, like right now I was adding a few gates. That's because like I was waiting to make units that are actually worth it. I could have made a few more stalkers, but so I'm scouting again here. You know, I see a roach. Whoa, the Swarmhost, man, they make weird noises, really weird noises. So what am I gonna see? Okay, so I see a few Swarmhosts. And then I realized, like, oh, I made you guys for nothing. And I'm like, alright, I'll make Void Rays. So, it turns out okay. Double Forge. I still don't know if Double Forge is good. I mean, upgrades are always good. And if you don't plan on playing Skytusk, it's always better to have better upgrades on your ground units, you know. Cause those Zealots, they're pretty cost effective versus, for a RAS if you have Double Forge. But yeah. Double robo in Art of the Storm, I don't do it as much, to be honest. I don't do it as much as before. So yeah, I'm gonna have like a lot of Void Rays and a few Colossus. Like the thing with Swarmhost is you can go around them and sometimes like you can get rid of Swarmhost without Colossus, but it is extremely harder. Well, I just realized if they don't have the bubbles on their back, that means the shit's on cooldown. Learn something every day. They're kind of pretty, you know, a lot of smoke. Anyway, on this map, you have to take this base now because you know, Swarmhost, they don't like. Swarmhost Corruptor is a lot more aggressive than Broodlord and Fester. Like, it comes out a lot earlier, so this base is really hard to take, so you want to take this base. So I'm still harassing a little bit with Zealots, you know, if we look at the unit loss tab. Well, it's kind of even, but yeah, I'm still harassing. I've even got charged to, yeah, that was kind of sad. But yeah, the most important part versus Zerg is to not let them have 5 bases. So a lot of people tell me like, why don't you play Skytoss? That's why I want to see Curious this game. That's why I better win you. You know, people tell me that, and then I tell them like, yeah, like if I make Tempest, if I make Void Rays, I can't run around. Yeah, I could like possibly recall and do some fancy attacks, but I like having mobility a lot more and not letting them have 5 bases. So yeah, that's the thing. Like right here, you know, he's well, I mean, this guy is kind of silly. he had a good army supply, but he had a lot of roaches defending, and that army was kind of small. And he didn't saw my army composition, so he kind of shat his pants when he saw those Void Rays. And like I said, Swarmhost, Hydra, Viper kills this. If you look at the army value, like I'm not even max, so like it kills this, and I don't have the gas to remake. gas expensive units. So yeah, like this game's pretty over. But I hope I talked about the metagame and army compositions enough that you guys learned. I hope you're tempted to do the build and get better at macro and learn more about yourself. Yeah, the attack noise are disturbing me. Yeah, like my gates were like super late, so he didn't need to make roaches. But alright, so I hope the guide is tempting you. Oh no, well it's only the end of the guide that's gonna look a little crappy, but goddamn flux. See, I hope the guide looks interesting enough that you try to build. I mean, it's a macro build, it's a good build. The mid-game transition is up to you. If you want to be like, I want to make sky toss, that's right, I will make it work. You do it. Be my guest. But at least you'll be in a good, comfortable position to do that, because your third is not going to be that late. Like I coach a lot of people, you know, gold, plat, diamond, and they take a third after 10 minutes. I'm scared of roaches. That's right. That's right. And they're scared of roaches. Like taking a late third in PvZ kills you. So this third is around 8 minutes. You know, there's different third timings depending on what you do. You know, Stargate and other stuff. And then you can do whatever you want. I like to play the game reactionary. And I don't think you can beat Mutas without Phoenix. You know, the speed and the HP regen makes Stalker Templar not viable. But that's my opinion. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching the guide. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to share it to your friends. And also you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/desrowfighting, facebook.com/desrowfighting, twitch.tv/desrowfighting. I release a schedule every Sunday. You can type !schedule in chat, or go to my YouTube. It's in my pictures. I update it. I try to do shows. I'm putting on pause Troll Day, and I'm doing a weekly show. Well, I'm doing a weekly coaching with a girl. So hopefully swapping that out will be more interesting. Troll Day might come back, but for now I want to be more educational and less goofing around. That's what seems to work in terms of viewership. You know, if I play Fan Wars, people are meh. If I play Troll Day, people are meh. But I make a guide, I make Bronze to Master, the people are like, ah, that's right, I'm gonna learn, ah! And then they're all happy. And you know, if you're happy, I'm happy. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the guide. See you guys soon. Peace!